The darkness of the night was softly illuminated by the flickering lights of the stars, casting a serene glow upon the cold walls of the interstellar research facility. Dr. Evelyn Carter, eyes filled with deep determination and a heart heavy with guilt, walked silently through the hallways. Tonight, she would take the first steps into an experiment that would push the boundaries of human understanding. As the doors of the laboratory opened with a quiet sigh, Carter entered, meeting the gaze of Dr. Lucas Grant. His face bore a mixture of concern and curiosity. "Evelyn, are you sure about the outcomes of this experiment?" he asked, his voice trembling with hesitation. "Exploring the depths of the mind could unravel humanity's greatest mystery, Lucas." "But no, I'm not certain of the outcomes," Carter replied, her eyes fixed on the floor's intricate patterns. In the experiment room, the prisoners waited in silence. Each of them, standing at the brink of what should have been their end, now faced an unexpected opportunity. Among them was Ethan Blackwood, whose eyes sparkled with a hint of defiance. This look immediately caught Carter's attention, marking him as someone far from ordinary. The cold metallic sound of the machine signaled the beginning of the experiment. Ethan's mind, initially stormy and chaotic, began to clear as the signals sent to his brain brought him from unconsciousness to a heightened state of awareness. Suddenly, his thoughts flowed faster, and emotions surged more intensely. Ethan Blackwood woke to a world sharper than any he had known. Every detail, every sound, every whisper of movement in the sterile room was amplified. His new abilities were both exhilarating and overwhelming. With his enhanced mind, he began to sense the unspoken thoughts of those around him. Dr. Carter watched from behind the observation glass, her heart pounding. She had expected the experiment to increase intelligence and awareness, but Ethan's response was extraordinary. His eyes darted around the room, absorbing information at an astonishing rate. Ethan's newfound abilities allowed him to connect with other prisoners. He started small, picking up on their surface thoughts, understanding their fears and desires. One prisoner, Sofia Rivera, quickly stood out. Her thoughts were sharp, strategic, and she had already begun planning her escape long before the experiment. "Can you hear me?" Ethan thought, focusing on Sofia. Sofia's eyes widened slightly, but she did not look directly at him. "Yes, I can." "Who are you?" "Ethan." "I think we can work together," he responded, amazed at how clear the connection was. Dr. Carter, watching Ethan's subtle interactions, felt a pang of unease. She turned to Dr. Grant. "Lucas, he's adapting faster than we anticipated. We need to monitor his interactions closely." Grant nodded, his face pale. "This could either be our greatest breakthrough or our worst mistake." As the days passed, Ethan and Sofia developed a silent communication network among the prisoners. They shared information, planned their moves, and carefully avoided raising suspicion. Each night, Ethan pushed the boundaries of his mind further, exploring the depths of his new abilities. The night of the escape was cloaked in silence. Ethan and Sofia moved through the facility like shadows, their movements synchronized by shared thoughts. They navigated hidden corridors, bypassed security cameras, and avoided guards with uncanny precision. Ethan's mind was a whirlwind of calculations. He could sense the guards' routines, their patterns of thought, and even their emotional states. This allowed him to predict their actions with incredible accuracy. Sofia, with her keen instincts and tactical skills, was the perfect partner in this perilous endeavor. "Turn left here. There's a blind spot in the camera coverage," Ethan thought, guiding Sofia through the labyrinthine corridors. They moved swiftly, disabling security systems and slipping past the final barriers. Each step was a calculated move and a complex dance. As they approached the final security checkpoint, Ethan paused. "This is it. We can't afford any mistakes," he thought, sending the message directly to Sofia. "I know." "Just stay focused," she replied silently, her eyes reflecting steely determination. They moved swiftly, disabling the security system and slipping past the final barrier. Freedom was just beyond the heavy steel doors. But as they stepped outside, the cold night air filled with tension. They knew their escape was only the beginning of a larger battle. Dr. Carter stood in stunned silence as the alarms blared. Ethan and Sofia had managed to escape, but how? Her mind raced through the possibilities. She turned to Dr. Grant, who was frantically reviewing security footage. "They're gone." "We underestimated them," Grant muttered, his face pale. Carter's heart sank. She knew this would draw the attention of Agent Rebecca Miller, the government's relentless enforcer. Miller arrived within hours, her demeanor cold and unyielding. "We have a breach. 2 subjects are at large." "Find them," Miller ordered, her voice devoid of emotion. Ethan and Sophia, now miles away, found temporary refuge in an abandoned warehouse. Ethan used his telepathic abilities to probe the minds of those around them, gathering information and resources. It was here that Ethan discovered something shocking: Dr. Carter's true motives. In a quiet moment, Ethan closed his eyes, focusing on the lingering thoughts of those they had left behind. Among the chaotic jumble, he found Carter's thoughts. He saw her guilt, her desperation, and her secret. Carter was the one who had orchestrated their escape. "Why would she help us?" Sophia asked, sensing Ethan's revelation. "I don't know yet, but we need to find out," Ethan replied, his mind racing with possibilities. Ethan and Sophia's journey led them back to the heart of the research facility, where answers awaited. Using his abilities, Ethan anticipated every move of their pursuers. They navigated through the facility, encountering obstacles that only sharpened their resolve. As they reached the control room, they found Dr. Carter waiting. Her eyes were filled with a mix of relief and fear. "You made it," she said softly. "Why did you help us?" Ethan demanded, his voice steady but edged with suspicion. Carter took a deep breath. "Because you don't belong here, Ethan. You're innocent. And because we have a history." Ethan's mind reeled as memories flooded back. He saw flashes of their past together, their love, and the betrayal that led to his imprisonment. "You knew all along," he whispered. "Yes," Carter admitted, tears welling up. "And I couldn't let them destroy you. I had to give you a chance." Ethan's resolve hardened. He understood the depth of Carter's sacrifice and the risk she had taken. But the facility's alarms sounded once more, and Agent Miller's team closed in. "There's no time. We need to go," Sophia urged. Ethan nodded, but his mind was already formulating their next move. "We can't run forever. We need to expose the truth." In a final act of defiance, Ethan used his telepathic powers to broadcast the facility's secrets to the world. The public learned of the unethical experiments, the innocence of the prisoners, and the government's betrayal. The facility was stormed by federal agents, and those responsible were brought to justice. Ethan and Sophia, now free, stood on the steps of the courthouse, surrounded by reporters. "Ethan, what's next for you?" one reporter asked. Ethan glanced at Sophia and then back at the crowd. "We rebuild. We heal. And we ensure this never happens again." With the truth revealed and justice served, Ethan and Sophia began their new lives. The research into the mind continued, but with ethical oversight and a renewed commitment to humanity's betterment. Dr. Carter, having sacrificed her career and freedom for Ethan, found solace in knowing she had done the right thing. Her actions had set into motion a change that would ripple through the scientific community and beyond. Ethan's journey had been one of pain and discovery, but it had also been a journey of redemption. As he stood on the brink of a new horizon, he knew that his mind's eye would always be open, seeking the truth and guiding him towards a better future.